And we're back, Premier League, Week 18 review. Let's go. Mustafa's back from Milan, watching them against Monza, winning 3-0. We're going to be covering the Serie A and Milan in more detail later on in the week. In that podcast, I goes to Mustafa, buy me something. Let's spruce up the visuals for the viewers on the table. Buy me, I says to him, what I want is a mini San Siro stadium. I want it to be about, this size, the size of Brady and that. Looks good. Mustafa goes and pops out with this. What the is this, Mustafa? You tell me, go on. I tell you the truth. You sat in your hotel room and you crafted this yourself.
I'll tell you the truth.
Go on.
We went to
how much does it cost?
The train station.
How much does it cost?
€8.
The bloody material to make it costs more than bloody €8.
About £6.
£6.
Let me get my point. So we were at.
No, forget that.
Back from the train station.
Forget that one. I want to drop an even better one. I want to drop the best one I've heard so far. Mustafa goes, I go, why didn't you get Damien and Bob back on the table? He goes, who the hell are Damien and Bob? I thought you bought Ronaldinho. He thought this guy here is Ronaldinho. Map IG, that's Ronaldinho. This is Ronaldinho before he joined Barcelona. And this is Ronaldinho who's in the Paraguayan prison. Yeah. And Mustafa thought, you know what? I'll bring back one of his spiritual homes. If you do remember the legendary career of Ronaldinho, after Barcelona, he moved to AC Milan and he had a few amazing moments there as well, to be honest.
His
I remember.
famous Chievo thing where he does it.
Yeah,
puts it that way.
Yeah, he had an amazing performance against Juventus as well, I remember. A very, very good performance against Juve where he taught us another one. But Ronaldinho, that's what he's about. Let's start the title deciding game, title clash. Top of the table clash it was Liverpool v Arsenal at Anfield. Arsenal, historically, they've been struggling there for over 10 years now. They haven't won. It's been over 10 plus years since they've won at Anfield.
Every team struggles there.
They do. Anfield is a fortress.
It is Anfield.
I will say something, Mustafa. I want your opinion on this. I'm sure you watched the game against Manchester United.
I did, yeah.
Is the new stand, the atmosphere, I think Klopp needed to give him that kick up the backside that he gave him.
I was going to say the atmosphere in the United game. United dominated that game. And to be honest, United should have won the game.
I don't think they dominated, Mustafa. I know what you mean.
Dominated in the essence that they didn't crumble under pressure. For United, that's dominating. If
I get what you mean.
They've got to that stage now. United have, I think, where they can't handle.
Till we get to United, Mustafa.
Yeah, well, we will.
Come on.
My point is being with Anfield, I don't think it is. Yeah.
But I think that they lifted it up because of Klopp this week.
100%.
It was they
that is
there.
Klopp, though.
However, Arsenal negated that perfectly. Arteta got him flying out of the blocks in the first half an hour. Martinelli, Jesus, Saka, all running at the defence, causing them problems. Konate and Martinelli was a top battle. I think Konate came out on top in that battle there. Yeah. He was my most impressive Liverpool player alongside Trent Alexander-Arnold, to be honest.
Salah good game.
Salah is Salah, and it was, I love
Mohamed
Salah, obviously. And the goal that he scored is just, what the hell is the left back doing with that lazy leg? Like, you just said it there, Mustafa. Look, we're not even professionals. You know what he's going to do. Literally, Salah's going to cut in on the left foot. Like, come on, man. You're in a tight...
Like Robin, innit? You know what you're
exactly, but to be that lazy, man, if I was Arteta, I'd drop him. The left back in it. I don't take his name no more, to be honest, right? Because of him, they nearly conceded the goal. Trent had at the end. He kicked Odegaard up the backside because he miskicked the ball and they were flying. And to be fair, Trent should have finished that one. I thought he was going to put his foot through it. He went for a side foot. And they were saying the ball bobbled a little bit.
I don't know, there's something lacking with Liverpool this season.
You've been saying that all the way to me, Mustafa, and I keep telling you that it's like the first incarnation of Liverpool, of Klopp. They're just crazy at the chaos and they're going to get a victory, however, and whichever way.
I don't think they're going to win the league, number one. And number two, there's just something missing. I don't know if it's that, like a lack of an out-and-out goal scorer like Darwin Núñez. They had Suarez, they've had other great...
Right, that moment there where Trent's running and Szoboszlai was running with him, and there, normally they would have had Mane and Firmino already placed in a good position next to Salah for him, and maybe that's what they're missing.
That's what they're missing.
From the last few years. The front three, the connection.
Luis Diaz, I think,
he's lacking a little bit. Obviously, injury, personal issues. I'm going to give him a bit of leeway until probably the end of the season because it seems like he's settling in slowly.
It's been a season
I
and a
expected,
half
no, but that's what I'm saying. Because of the injury and then his father's kidnapping, it's been obviously a harder deal for him.
of course.
I did expect more. I'm not going to lie to you, Mustafa, and I do agree with you
I
there.
remember when he signed, you were gassed over him. I remember it was
And the first 6 months he had at Liverpool. If you
he
remember.
was brilliant.
He was amazing.
Brilliant
Right?
at that,
Amazing.
for that
It's till he got that injury. And I was going to say, it does seem like for Liverpool, when they're attacking this season, the onus is on Mohamed Salah that he needs to create something, and he is the talisman, and you can see that from a clear and long mile off.
I don't think that is a Liverpool way of playing though. Having one distinct talisman. Those days have gone for Liverpool. Usually they have multiple outlets where
That's what we're saying, yeah. So maybe Nunes needs to now just step up. And
I
now
think
it's
Zabazlai needs to step up a little bit. He's had a couple of games where he's looked a bit shaky. I mean, in the United game, he was,
you know what?
dare I say outclassed, but he wasn't outclassed by Kobe Menu, but Kobe Menu put
But you know what, Zabazlai, right in that game, I think that he took him off too early as well, because when he did take him off, the game did seem to swing more into United's momentum,
favour.
Especially in the midfield when Zabazlai got taken off. Personally,
100%.
from
I agree with that.
You know, going back as the Kanate Martinelli battle, amazing battle that was throughout the game. Martinelli should have scored as well in the first half, and Saka ran through and he tried to he tried to round Alisson. Martinelli, and that's what I've always had the issue with Martinelli, and that I'm not using this just to pick on the full thing. I'm just saying that the end product still lacks, and I'm using this as an example to back my point up that
he's missing something.
He needs
is
the next level for him now is finishing chances like that,
if
because he's always in that position.
He is the complete winger that you.
Oh, you love him, don't you?
I've said it since day one.
Sub loves him as well.
I think he's a better prodigy than both Saka and Smith Rowe. You know, when they all came out together.
I
said Martinelli.
Well, I think Smith Rowe's fallen off. You know, completely.
Big time. But I think it's the lack of chances. Him and Ramsdale, both of them.
You mean the goalkeeper Ramsdale? Well, Smith
Yeah,
Rowe, I
both
would
of
have
them,
pushed. I don't think Smith Rowe's got the quality now to break in ahead of these guys that are there.
But that's what I'm saying, because he lost his position. He hasn't got the ability to bounce back to get it.
Yeah,
I
fair.
think someone like an Everton or even a Bournemouth or something like that would do really good with him.
But the early start, 4 minutes in, Gabriel got the header. You know,
Point I wanted to mention about him actually, he's got the most goals as a defender since he's come into the league.
Oh, has he?
He's got the most goals as a defender, yeah.
God,
11, I think.
I like little
Or
stats like
13.
that. Gabriel Magalhaes. And you know what? He's actually turned it around. Because I was on his back a lot last season. He's got a mistake or two in him. It seems like he's cut them mistakes out. Him and Saliba are the perfect centre-back pairing. Saliba, mate, they're Rolls Royce of the Premier League. You know, last season, Arsenal's capitulation was due to this guy getting injured.
Yeah. As soon as he's seen that.
I'm going to say it, and I'll stand on it, and I'll argue with anyone about that. If Saliba stayed fit, I do feel like Arsenal would have won the league. The guy's such a leader at the back, such a great player, and he showed it, man. Some of the moments of class. Oh, this guy oozes class, Mustafa.
Yeah, proper.
There was one in the second half, right? The way he cut an attacker, just the first touch, and then bringing it out.
I think that partnership is the best they've had since Adams and Sol Campbell.
Yeah. No, I'd say Sils Campbell and Torre.
Yeah, Campbell and Torre. The Invincible season.
Yeah, the Invincible season.
Yeah.
It's probably the best since then. Better than Koscielny and Vermaelen. That was the
was a
second
good.
best. That's what I'm saying. It's better than Koscielny and Vermaelen.
It's the next level from that. And if
because
they
even when they had Koscielny and Vermaelen and these lot, we always used to look at Arsenal and say, you know what, is the defence which is letting them down. We don't look at it that now when you have Saliba in the back line. Maybe when he's got the bloody left back, if Tomiyasu gets fit, then they don't have much issues. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Takahiro Tomiyasu. When he put him at left back, everyone was scratching their head thinking it was Arteta doing, but it seems like he's found him that role there. Left back, inverted full back, comes in using the right foot. And yeah, William Saliba for me was man of the match. I don't know about you, Mustafa. Another Kanate was for Liverpool for me. Trent, I'm his biggest fan. The ball to Salah, he was doing that all game.
I'm not the biggest Trent fan, but
he should have scored. And this is why he's one of his biggest fans. He should play in the role that he was playing, because tell me a player with better passing range other than KDB in the league, and I keep saying it. And he
in the league,
it.
No one.
That's what I'm saying. In the Premier League, no one, man. And he proved it again. You know,
but he is susceptible to, I think, a misplaced passer. He has got that in him. I think that's what lacks him from being.
I think what he's saying is that he goes too much for the Hollywood.
Yeah. That 60-yard Xabi Alonso type
when he doesn't need to do it.
He thinks he's Xabi Alonso for Liverpool now.
He is Xabi Alonso for Liverpool.
He doesn't necessarily have to play that role, though, I don't think. I think he's a bit more of a... almost like a Makelele in the essence that he goes up and down the pitch, but then a passing range of someone like a Alonso or a Gerrard or
We're
something
talking
like
of defensive midfielders, once again, Declan Rice, man alive.
brilliant player.
Stepping in, sweeping up.
Brilliant player.
So much confidence this guy's got. In the huddle pre-game, he's the one that's talking to the team. And I said this before, he seems like he's the de facto captain of Arsenal right now. And he was what they were missing.
He's the replacement for Xhaka.
Yeah.
What they were missing.
I mean, last season we seen at Anfield when they were winning 2-0, Xhaka went right into Trent's face and that fired Anfield up, if you remember. They came back into the game,
100%.
in which obviously led to Arsenal's capitulation, which I've already mentioned. This was one of them litmus tests, psychological. They did really well, in my opinion. I'd give them an 8 out of 10 for that performance, Arsenal.
And it keeps them on top of the table after Christmas.
Yeah, it does so. 1-1, great game, great. I did think Arsenal were going to nick it, to be fair. What do you think, Mustafa?
Yeah, I think Arsenal have got it in them. But because of recent results that they've had, that last minute goal, both teams are very good at getting
You know what? And
final 15 minute.
I've mentioned this a few times now, and the viewers probably will get bored when they're listening to it, yeah, but showing the steel that Arsenal have got, and again and again. But you know why? Because every year there's
that Wenger touch.
The pundits were talking about it, and everyone else has been talking about it. They got a soft underbelly, soft. No, it seems like Declan Rice, Gabriel, Saliba, that's a spine.
The core that they've got is really strong.
That's a spine, and with Odegaard
in front, and then Jesus up front.
There, yeah,
I think that's a phenomenal core.
That spine there is
I think
quality.
the keeper is what they're going to really have issues with.
If anything, Mikel Arteta didn't need to do what he did with the goalkeeper.
Yeah,
I mentioned this before, and I think I've been the one that's shouting it from the rooftops all season that it was,
It was a stupid mistake, I think.
Unnecessary.
Because I remember the last time a team had two solid first-team goalkeepers in their team was United.
Yeah.
They had Romero and
well,
De Gea.
the sub was saying it was when Henderson and De Gea, because Henderson started asking him to play first-team football.
But then again, Romero was a reliable.
Yeah.
Henderson hadn't been proven.
It doesn't work.
It just doesn't. We've never seen it before.
When was
the last time you ever seen it?
No, it doesn't work.
I don't think we've ever seen that.
I think Ramsdale's the one who's going to bite the bullet and leave, to be fair.
No, I think Raya's going to go. I think Raya's had a very poor season. I think if Arteta really wants to make a statement like what Pep does, he brings a player in. If it doesn't work, he offloads him as soon as he can.
Has Pep got that in him? No.
Has Arteta got it in him?
Has Arteta got it in him?
He's proving that he has got certain qualities that Pep has had it, when he first started, and Pep, everyone knows his
That is probably one of Pep's greatest qualities. I heard Gary Lineker mention this as well, and you mentioned it now, is his ruthlessness. Yeah. Is that when a player doesn't want to play for him, he doesn't force him. Even how good the player is, he'll say, you know what, there's the door, see you later.
Cancelo, most recent example.
That's it.
Then we know famously Yaya Toure,
Zlatan Ibrahimovic. It goes on and on, man, with even at Manchester City. Yeah, even at Manchester City over these last 7-8 years, there's been Leroy Sané, Raheem Sterling, Gundogan now, Mahrez even this season. Especially Gundogan especially Gundogan and Mahrez this season. I think that I felt he should have kept him for one more year. Experience in the squad.
I don't think Gundogan, maybe Mahrez, yes, but Gundogan I think was reliable, but I don't think he was one of those that wanted to.
You mean wanting to stay on that? Ronaldinho's leg will never go, mate. He's still the greatest footballer of all time, even with one leg. The streets, the ultimate streets footballer. Probably will have to be the last streets player that I post.
I think Arsenal need to take momentum from games like this. They've got that Wenger steel about them. When Wenger was in his prime, in his pomp, there was that steel where you knew even if
you mean the first 10 years of Wenger, Mustafa, because
the pomp was the first 10 years.
No, but then a lot of people are going to remember the last 10 years, which is what I mentioned of
unfortunately
the soft underbelly kind of thing. So
no, but I don't even think Wenger did have a soft underbelly. I think the thing with the Arsenal,
no, he did, Wenger, Mustafa. He moved away
Arsenal under Wenger at the end, it was the lack of investment. If you
not
look
just
at
that, he moved away from Vieira and Gilberto Silva and these physical midfielders. And but he went into Fabregas and into tippy-tappy players. And obviously Fabregas changed the way. This is a debate for another day, obviously. I seriously feel that he changed the way Arsenal play completely as well. And to the detriment of Arsenal. It was to the success of Fabregas as an individual, not to the success of them as a team. On to the next one, Hammers v Manchester United. Bloody hell, I did think the Hammers would win. Not as comfortable as they won in the end. United are atrocious. They had a Campbell in centre-back with Johnny Evans.
Willie Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell. He was in centre-back. Yeah. It didn't seem like he could keep anyone warm or keep him out. And Mohamed Kudus.
What a player, man. What a player.
You know what? Let's just move on because I'm actually bloody tired of talking about
you know what? I want to talk about United. This is the first time I've come on a Premier League review, right? And I want to make it abundantly clear. Manchester United need to get rid of Erik ten Hag, whether they like it or not.
Okay.
Right? And the reason why is he hasn't got the bottle to handle egos in his dressing room. And he hasn't got the bottle of what he thinks in Ajax. It's not going to work here. That playing style will work, but the way he grew...
Okay, playing style, abandoned
But
it.
he hasn't got it. Yeah. It would work, but you abandoned it. Number two, you got rid of, you mentioned the point, the last few weeks we mentioned it, the Ronaldo thing.
I'll say it now. He got rid of Ronaldo to say, I want to play a pressing style of football. 1 year later, there's forwards between them have only scored 1 goal in the Premier League. And they don't play a pressing style of football.
scored the equal amount of goals as what the Man United forwards have scored.
All season. Right? So, what is his preferred style of play? He hasn't really brought it to the fore. He doesn't play his style of play. He makes an excuse in the press conferences afterwards when so...
He's like he's a mix of Klopp in the essence of excuses and then just shit. Sorry, pardon my French, but I think Ineos taking over finally has been done. They were saying it was before Christmas.
By February it'll be done though.
Well, the agreement has been put in place.
Right.
So let's say for argument's sake, Ineos have taken over, right?
Yeah.
They've got to make a statement. And their statement has to be to get rid of him. You can't keep blaming the players. You can't keep blaming the board. Ultimately, as manager now, as much as anything, because how many managers have come in? All right, the players have not really played up to the standards.
A lot of the players that he's got here are his players that he's brought in.
But I was listening to René Mullenstein. I think I sent you the clip of him. He was on some United podcast thing. And for those of you who don't know, René Mullenstein was part of Fergie's backroom. Very, 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 very accomplished coach as well.
United fans are
definitely
went to
Fulham.
As
manager, and he was decent. I think he came just after Roy Hodgson took him to the Europa League final.
Okay.
It was in and around that time, I remember. And, accomplished coach. And he said it's the wrong team for someone like Ten Hag. And it is. That's the truth. But then again, you get rid of Ten Hag, who comes next? Do you go back to your tried and tested, bring in an experienced of Mourinho style?
There's a myriad of problems at Manchester United.
Too many.
That's why I did the Kudu celebration for him today, Mustafa.
Too many, man.
And my point was just for today was that he asked Cristiano Ronaldo, who's got 50 goals now, plus 50 goals this year in the calendar year.
Yeah.
And, they
are 8th in the table.
They can't buy a goal these days.
Which is unbelievable.
They tried to buy a goal, 73 million. He hasn't scored yet in the Premier League, unfortunately.
Højlund,
exactly.
Yeah.
And
I think but I think that's the wrong coach.
No, even the wrong coach.
Mate, I'm telling you.
There's been times where Højlund could have got a goal in the Premier League. He hasn't gambled. His anticipation is lacking a little bit. Maybe that's the lack of confidence.
Liverpool game, prime example.
And he needs to maybe just gamble a little bit, go get on the end of a cross. And you can't keep blaming the service all the time or this and that and the other. I mean, Erling Haaland only touches the ball once a game.
You think?
The second time, exactly, I don't even touch it. The first touch is a goal. Second touch is a goal. Third touch is a goal.
I always have issues with Haaland and his
I always
wasting of chances. But he gets the goals when he needs to, so it's fine.
Jared Bowen's goal though, wow, what a goal, mate.
What a player as
Pass
well.
and move.
Underappreciated.
Lucas Paqueta.
What a pass. Oh my.
That's what I'm saying.
You said I didn't watch the highlights. I watched that one.
Listen, I'm telling you,
I made sure I watched that.
Paqueta and Bowen, that was a poor man's Messi and Neymar goal back in Emerson. Trust me. Pass, touch, over the top nice
ball
flick.
that was.
And Bowen was so clever to bring it down the composure and then just to stroke it.
They've got Ward Prowse, haven't they?
Yeah.
Honestly, I could see them maintaining this European push.
should.
Moisey has done very well. As much as everyone has said, he should have got sacked.
You know what? We'll end on this little segment with David Moyes and the credit. He deserves the flowers. He deserves the credit.
Yeah, man.
You know, for winning the Conference League first of all last season. Then even after that, they were giving him crap, saying that I don't know, his style of football is not the style or whatever. He's broken through, ploughed through all that, and just got on with his job and just leapfrog Manchester United, top 6 now.
He's used his experience.
Yep.
Which is a big thing for managers now.
You know, it's like as if the Everton job got him ready for this one. Because he could never...
It was a natural progression for him,
yeah. Everton, he did, you know, the furthest he got him was that Champions League qualification. Here, he's won the European trophy.
Yeah.
The stature,
that next level, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty similar.
Plus, he came in after Pellegrini, which is not an easy job to take on. Ask Manchester City. Ask Pep Guardiola, the first season he came in, he struggled, and the second season he established himself.
You know what is quality what he's doing there?
Moyes, I think Moyes
hats off to David Moyes.
100%.
On to Wolves v Chelsea. Mauricio Pochettino's struggles continue.
Like you don't want to talk about
the woes
United.
Continue.
I can't be bothered talking about Chelsea. Yeah.
Nicholas Jackson is the worst striker I have seen in Premier League history at the moment. Oh my God, his first touch is crap. Every time he just puts no confidence.
Crap, man.
No, he's unbelievable. I don't know what is going on. Cole Palmer's the only decent player.
Palmer and Gallagher.
Right?
Gallagher, I'll give
No,
praise to an extent.
you know,
To an
Gallagher,
extent, to an
why?
extent.
No, the Gallagher splits opinion. I don't rate Gallagher at all, me.
I think he's only good because the rest of the team is shit.
Yeah, he's a passion
So it
merchant.
shows, yeah, but then some players are like that, aren't they?
He's not good enough, though, to play for Chelsea in the central midfield, bro.
No, but he isn't. But then that just shows you that he's the best of that position. So there must be there's something going wrong.
No,
at Chelsea.
Enzo's been playing very well. He looks, obviously, he's going to look crap in a team like that.
Moises Caicedo, biggest waste of 115 million. It seems like.
We've already mentioned
I know you have.
on this podcast.
That's the one thing that I have seen.
You know, I mean, so...
They're just a waste of time to talk about, man. Pochettino probably will get sacked by the end of the season. It looks like Bowley's going to sack him. I think they probably will. You know, they're the bottom half of the table at the end of they're 10th, but joint with 12th. That's just atrocious, yeah. They're closer to the bloody relegation.
Of course they are.
And to be honest...
They said they want to spend more money in January, but what? They spent £1 billion
who the
and they
hell's
didn't buy a
left?
striker.
Who's left?
No, but who did they buy with the £1 billion? That
Lukaku
Gusto,
will be back, watch.
Marlo, Gusto, and these players, they're not up to the cup.
But the biggest problem that Bowley's had is he hasn't had a structure or a plan that he wants to play with. So he's bought in players who are now established players like McAllister, players like Enzo Fernandez, and these players who are established now. And then he's brought youngsters in as well. What are you going for? Are you going for this young approach, or are you going for this more established approach of Mudryk? But those players were established in the essence that they had over 100 appearances by the time they came to Chelsea, if you know what I mean. Maybe not at that level, but established to the extent that they're experienced football. Malo Gusto probably only played 20 games for Lyon, who are bottom of the table. If you know what my point is.
You're saying that he's put a bunch of randoms together and then
just merged them and go, here you go.
ask Pochettino to and then say, here you are. There's been no continuity from the previous years. It's all brand new, basically, and it's showing. That's what it is.
And the Roman effect has hit him hard. Lack of Roman. I think if Roman was there right now and they had this team, I'll tell you, man, top 4 easy.
Wolves are doing really, really well.
Very well.
To say
They're just got joint points
for
with Chelsea, by the way.
Yeah. I watched the Luton game as well against Newcastle. Quality match, you know. Luton at Kenilworth Road, they are a problem. It's serious. It's no joke. Whoever's going to Kenilworth Road, watch out, because they're not messing about there. They make that place so hard to play. And I tell you something, Ross Barkley, Mustafa,
top player.
Another top performance. What a signing this has proven and turned out to be for Rob Edwards, right? He's obviously played in the Premier League before, Everton, Chelsea, at a higher level. He's won it with Chelsea, won major trophies with Chelsea, never really reached that full potential. Now he's like the older statesman coming back down to a smaller club. Right? And now he's showing them, this is how you stay up, this is, just follow my lead. You see it in the 85th, 90th minute of matches, he takes responsibility. He takes responsibility and he's like, give me the ball.
Townsend's another.
Townsend, bro, Townsend, the turnaround, this guy was on Radio 5 live at the start of the season crying, and I'm not taking the mick, I'm actually giving him credit, bro. He came out because Burnley turned him down, and they says that we don't really want to sign here. He's been eating chicken feet and all sorts, right? His diet's been well covered. The chicken feet to help him maintain his fitness and to keep him in optimal shape. Wow, Townsend.
And now he's got against his former club.
It was, and guess what? Barkley flicked it onto him on the header, and the way they held on as well, Mustafa, I tell you something, they actually deserved it. It wasn't just
100% they deserved it.
Holding on. They played.
It was a rear guard performance.
And yet, they really, thoroughly deserved victory.
Key point, I think, to mention with teams going up, promoting. A lot of teams look to foreign talent to help him. For example, Burnley have bought in Sanderberg. Sanderberg's a quality player, don't get me wrong, right? Is it Burnley who have got him? Yeah, Burnley have got him at the moment, aren't they? Right? Luton have done, I think, the exact right approach. Bought in experienced players who have been there before. This is a team that have got players like, what's his name, that Peli Mapanzu or whatever, who's been there since National League. He's not going to know what the Premier League's like. The Premier League is a whole different animal.
But also he knows what the club is like. So you keep him there.
You keep that balance then. It's like what you do in FM.
You know they're doing well.
You bring that couple of experienced players in, and that's it. It works. I think they're staying up.
They're knocking to stay up. Definitely 100.
I think they will stay up. Honestly, I think out of the 3 teams, and I said this at the beginning of the season as well, they are the team to stay up.
Right. So you think Luton will stay up?
I think Luton will stay up. I think, honestly, I mean, I'm from Nottingham. I'm living in Nottingham right now. The lack of Steve Cooper being there is going to have a major effect on him, and that's a segue to the next team. I think we should talk about him.
Right, go on then. Conceding in the last minute, Dominic Solanke, hat-trick, mate. He's on fire as well.
Top player.
Solanke
wasn't given an opportunity. Wasn't given an opportunity at Liverpool.
I don't think he's that good.
I think he's a good striker. I think he's not world beater, but
Yeah,
he's a consistent striker who'll get you 10 to 12
No,
goals.
I mean, I don't even think he's good enough to play like Liverpool squad. He's found his level. He is, and he's the man.
But it works for him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He's got an hat. But Forrest will concentrate on them. Steve Cooper, Sub always is. I think Sub gave him the dreaded vote of confidence. To be honest, every week Sub saying he's going to stay definitely, and it's quite surprising they sacked him the way they sacked him. I mean,
I'll be honest, he is the biggest figure in Nottingham after Brian Clough.
Yeah, no.
But even not even since, just in terms of people who are in Nottingham, bro, they worship him there.
Yeah,
I'm there now. I know
25
exactly.
years, a quarter of a century.
And he brought him back up, and he played good football with them.
And then he kept him up.
Yeah. And to be honest, he probably would have kept him up. Yeah.
Right. But this is the nature of the beast in the Premier League is such that.
I don't blame it. I don't blame it on the Premier League. I think I blame it on the what's his name? Makilianis or whatever.
So Nuno Espirito Santos has got another chance now at club.
Santo, yeah.
I'm surprised that he's got this job. He did well at Tottenham. He didn't do well.
I think Potter would have been a good choice for him.
Yeah.
Honestly, because of the amount of players that they bought in, it's very similar to what Brighton are going through right now. That they're trying to become an established Premier League club. They're bringing in a coach who has been taking a hit. Nuno's not. He's not it.
Right, on to his former club then. Spurs doing well after them 5 losses in a row. Another victory.
And top 4.
Mate, 4-4 for him. Yeah. And Son got a scuff finish. I caught that one live as well. Andre Gomez. I want to ask this question. Did you know that he was still at Everton?
He went on loan for 3 seasons in a row. And then he
he's got a good goal, mate.
Very good goal. Across the...
Flipping neck. Don't know where he's hiding. He's come
ex-Barcelona boy.
Ex-Barcelona, ex-Valencia. He's got talent, but
good talent.
He was going through a few mental health issues the last time I caught.
Couldn't adjust to Premier League football. I think that's what it was.
And then he had a decent little spell at Everton. That's what I'm saying. And then he just
vanished. And then he went to, I think, Fenerbahce or something. One of these Turkish teams. And then he came back
now.
And he's...
Sean Dyche bloody ball him on, and he's got a goal for Dyche. Everton are definitely staying up. We said that all along. You know what? If Everton didn't get the points deduction, they'd be ahead of Chelsea. There you go. That says it all.
Wow. But I think making a point on Spurs.
Do you know what? I'm going to link the Spurs with Erik ten Hag now, yeah? Because everyone was saying, Ange jump on his back. You know what? Ange actually stuck to his principles.
Definitely.
He had all them injuries. He lost all them matches. He didn't turn his back on it. He stuck with it. Erik ten Hag, from game to game, is changing his game plan. And then he come out. If they come back, like when they came back a few weeks ago to win, and he goes, look, that shows you the mentality of the squad. Then the week after, when they lost, he goes, yeah, that shows you the mentality of the squad. We're not good enough for the top.
We're not good enough.
Bro, make your mind up.
They're not good enough.
You're backing them publicly, or you're bumming them publicly. Or one of the they draw me.
This is his issue. He's not a Premier League manager. So, he's not cut for the Premier League. I don't think he's cut for the Premier League.
The only reason I made that point is because a lot of people are saying, and everyone jumps at the media loving on, and he's been good, but it's a fair point to make that he stuck to his principles, he stuck to his guns, whether it works for him or hasn't.
Funny thing is, he is what we are, FM. He's a hardcore FM player.
Yeah.
And when you play in FM, what do? You stick to your guns, and eventually it works for you.
Yeah.
And I like doing that. I like taking my digs.
You know what?
They are 4 points off the top as well, which is a good point to make. Spurs are in the race. They're an outside chance of. I'm telling you.
Because they lost them 5 games, imagine they didn't.
Imagine if they didn't have the injuries.
That's what I'm saying.
The injuries made those. I mean, Maddison was on the bench, I think, or he was in and around that bench area. Honestly, Ange, if not this season, he's getting them top 4 this season. That's without a shadow of a doubt. I think Villa will drop out of it, and I think he'll stay there. He's got the ability to take him to that level that they've been wanting and begging
Now
for.
that you said Villa, moving on to Aston Villa.
Quite good at these segues, aren't I?
Good evening. And it was a good game. I watched it. I really do think that they should have put him to bed by the 70th or 80th.
That would have been their, 19th game in a row or something?
Yeah, and it looked like it that, when they attacking, that this game is going to slip away from them, and any moment now Sheffield are going to land a sucker punch, they're going to land a sucker punch in the game. Gustavo Hamer, what a skill. I mean, the composure to put John McGinn on his do. And then
he was good in the Championship as well. I don't know if you've seen last season. Him and Gyökeres, who's now at Sporting Lisbon. For Coventry, they were the ones who were leading them, the charge of them not coming up.
Right.
And with...
Then Zaniolo came on.
Yeah,
I thought
your boy.
He'd been suspended, to be fair.
No, he's not part of the betting scandal.
He was part of the betting scandal.
Was he?
He was, yes, he was.
I know Fagioli was.
I'm telling you, Zaniolo was there. He got questioned over it. That's why I'm surprised. It seems like he's got away with it, or he wasn't even a part of it. I shouldn't say got away with it. It seems like he wasn't a part of it. And
good player. Very good player.
Big talent, but it seems like
Roma made a mistake letting him go.
I don't know if they made a mistake letting him go. I think they've done the right thing letting him go. He's nearly 23, 24. He's not really shown anything last 2-3 years. That's why. Had an ACL, and I think that's what's affected him, Mustafa. I went to Galatasaray.
True,
From Galatasaray, he's moved over back to. And he didn't start for Villa, bro.
No, he doesn't.
He came off the bench. And it was a good.
Well, I think he's a good option to have. Very reliable option to have on the bench.
He's very similar to Kai Havertz of Germany, and I mean that as in a national team wise, as in he's Italy's version of Kai Havertz. Really, he's tall, languid, silky. He's got that laid back style to him.
And he's missing that one thing.
Havertz, so I won't put him in the same class as Havertz at all. Don't say that. I'm just.
But I think
playing style wise, very similar to.
With Sheffield United, another good point to make is Chris Wilder's back.
Yeah,
and that's going to have a feel-good factor for them.
Yeah,
they are bottom of the table, and he did have a very poor run at the end of his 10-year first time there. But I think it was the right decision to make by the board to get rid of Paul Eckenbottom, who was his under-21 manager or whatever, and bring in Chris Wilder, who's going to bring that feel-good factor back into the fans.
Right, okay, Fulham lost 2-0 to Burnley.
Yeah, Marco Silva.
The reason that I've stayed there, obviously, in the relegation zone, finally getting a much-needed win there for Vinny. Big victory, to be honest. Wilson Odobert, what a goal, probably goal of the weekend. 1-2, 19-year-old Frenchman got his second goal. And that is obviously Burnley's whole thing, isn't it? Getting younger players.
Changed the whole mantra under Vincent.
Gone to the Brighton way of doing
structure.
Things, basically. Get young players in, develop them, increase their transfer.
But then have players like Sander Berg.
And Berg scored the goal. Driving run and finished good driving run.
Remember when he first came onto the scene? At Club Brugge or whatever it was? That Champions League performance that he had.
You've lost me, Mustafa.
It was a good wonder kid on FM, that's why I remember him.
Yeah, man, you and FM.
Me and my FM points.
Right, anyway, Brighton v Palace 1-1. It wasn't the greatest of games, but Brighton, Roberto De Zerbi's, they've only got 2 wins in 12 games now.
How
they're struggling, yeah. And that's the point I wanted to make. Because I think that what De Zerbi is doing is he's put all his eggs in the Europa League basket. He really wants to show that we can do it. But what kind of surprised me about him was his bitchiness in his interview afterwards, saying that this is all I can do because this is the policy of Brighton to play with younger players. Well, that's the bloody policy that's got him.
He's bought him in.
I don't think you can bitch about it now to say that I want to get to the next level.
Once the shit hits the fan, he's not throwing his trump.
This is them, innit?
Yeah.
This is Brighton, you've got to live with it now. You should have. I think you should have accepted that.
When he came into the job?
I think he knew that when he sold Moses Caicedo. He's just trying to back himself up with that.
He's masking
type
it.
of mentality, you know what, just leave it out. I'll sort it out. By the time I do get it sorted out, don't worry about it.
I don't think they'll make a European spot this year.
You don't think they'll make it?
I don't think Newcastle will make one as well. Honestly, I don't think Newcastle will make I don't know, there's something missing with Newcastle this year, man.
What? Injuries, once they're back, they're all right.
No, but I don't know, even when you watch them, man, there's something missing, trust me.
No.
I think they'll get rid of Eddie Howe.
Eh?
I honestly think they'll get rid of Eddie Howe by the end of the season. At the end of the season. Honestly, I do. Because if they want to make a statement like what City did, when they had Mark Hughes.
Statements on this podcast.
with Mark Hughes, for example, when City got rid of him.
They would have done it now, Mustafa, if they did that. They got the Champions League. What are you on about?
Well, they'll get rid of him. Watch.
Yeah, they might do, but you're coming out with some next bombshells.
Trust me. I always drop bombshells.
There we are.
Who's left?
No, we're done.
Are we?
Yep. Thank you very much. Like, comment, share, subscribe. See you in the next one.
In a bit.